수치순이
The attainment of the jhanas of a bhikkhu. Can a monk tell of his meditation experiences and/or confess to what level of jhana he has attained? On this matter, several responses, questions and statements have been recorded, including the following. 1. A monk should not tell of his attainment of the jhanas. It violates the Pasidya and leads to wrong livelihood. 2. It is permissible only to fellow Sangha, if the lay people are prohibited by the Vinaya. To fellow members of the Sangha is usually only to teachers and friends of practice or Sangha authorities. Telling people about their achievements will only hinder the spiritual progress of monks, and instead develop pride, and invites much trouble for the monk himself. 3. Talking about the attainment of jhana is okay, but if you admit you can't, the monk will answer when asked, and even then there are rules. 4. To a Nupasampanna, who has not been ordained, to householders and novices, a monk is not to tell of his jhana achievements or supernatural powers, even if it is true, especially if it is a lie. 5. What if the person who attains jhana is a layman? Can you tell me the achievement? Someone replied, Free, it's up to him. One is not justified in stating that one should not tell of one's accomplishments. Just look at the Tipitaka, how many have attained the jhana stage and declare it. If the goal is to motivate others, it is okay as long as it doesn't get cocky. Also those who talk recklessly, think too highly of themselves, do not attain the jhanas but think they do. 6. In Parayika rule number 4 can have a different interpretation. If a monk who does not have any abilities declares that he has supernatural powers or holiness that he does not actually have by saying, I know this, I see this, and after that on occasion others, whether checked or not, fell into error and wanted to clean up and then said, Friend, I don't know, I say, I know, not seeing, I say, I see. What I am about to say is redundant and wrong, so unless it is due to a miscalculation, then that monk is defeated and should no longer be in the Sangha. 7. In the Musavada Vaga rule number 8, if a monk tells a lay follower about his supernatural abilities, then he violates the Pasidya rule, violates the 4th precept. If he doesn't actually have that ability, it has nothing to do with the Patimaka. No, there are sanctions from the Sangha. 8. Parayika rule number 4 forbids a monk from falsely claiming that he has attained certain supernatural powers, namely the attainment of jhana absorption meditation, which is the attainment of supermundane powers, or the attainment of one of the Aryan stages, in which there is an element of lying, boasting regarding attainment. The Pasidya is a rule that requires recognition. In the Pasidya rule of the Musavada Vaga number 8, a monk is prohibited from speaking about his own supernormal attainment to someone who has not been fully upasampada. Regarding the confession of meditation experience, there are of course certain limitations that can be conveyed to others. People who study meditation, if the teacher has no experience of meditation, how can he explain the theory to his students? If the student encounters an obstacle, how can the teacher give instructions on how to overcome it? If it's more than that, the monk will be careful about expressing it. 9. There are those who state the following. Stop judging other people's actions. It is permissible and not to tell about the attainment of the jhanas. It is relative, based on their intentions and goals. Each has inherited karma from his actions. If the purpose of telling a meditation experience is so that the listener is inspired, interested in meditating, or in order to have knowledge, then the method, technique or meditation tips described are certainly a good thing. Meanwhile, if the story is to show off one's abilities due to ego urges, then there will be consequences. 10. There are also those who say this. As a layman, it is better not to talk about the members of the Sangha. Bad karma is at your own risk. 11. There are also those who have this opinion. Maybe it's not a matter of whether or not it's permissible, but when there are people or someone who asks, maybe they will be answered according to experience if it can help the questioner face obstacles. The person concerned is telling the story as if it were someone else's experience, meaning to avoid my words, that he is already at the stage of attainment of jhana and so on. So it feels like when someone reaches the level of samadhi, reaches the level of jhana or the level of sainthood, he will not claim and announce that I have achieved this and that. Not saying directly, but showing the behavior as it is according to the factors in that level, telling that is okay as long as it is useful for others in their efforts to realize liberation. That's a bit of a discussion of the problem of attainment of jhana by a bhikkhu. Please conclude. See you again in another video on this channel that conveys true, good, interesting knowledge, which is also added with interesting bonus videos, with the hope that apart from being useful, hopefully not boring to watch, you can find this channel on YouTube with the name Hermanahadi. To those of you who watch this video, thank you very much. I hope you are healthy, live long, happy, love to do good and are excited to live life with a peaceful heart. Bye-bye.
Malam suci sunyi, bulan purnama sidih, pada satu hari waktu bulan Waisak purnama, sang Bodhama muni di bawah pohon bodhi, duduk bersama di melaksanakan mawas diri. Tercapailah samyang nyata, pengetahuan sempurna. Perinibbanaannya leburlah avidya, diketemukannya Arihata Ikang Magga, jalan tengah kawan untuk mencapai dukkha nirodha.